Going on, everybody? I'll show you guys how to turn the stainless into some mirrors. Got old D Woods truck in here. But like everything else, you got to jig it up, right? There we go. One side's jigged. The other side in. How's everybody doing on this fine Monday? We're going to take some raw stainless today. Well, it was polished at one point in time. But we're going to take some raw stainless and turn it back into mirror finish stainless. I'm going to bring you guys over this way a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. As you can see, the stainless is rough. Don't look quite as bad in the video there, but that's how rough it is. She is just hammered. And we're gonna go deep with this stuff. I'm gonna show you guys how to do raw stainless. It's the same exact process. You're gonna want to keep some sanding grease around because the first grit, we're starting with 80. 80 gets hot. The sandpaper's not going to last long either. So on my first step here, I'm only going to do half. And then when I go back with the next sheet of sandpaper, I'll go end to end, back and forth, both directions, cross cut it. Because this first grit is what makes it smooth. Every grit after that makes it polishable, right? Right now we're cold. Gonna put a ton of grease on there. This 80 grit is just brutal. You're gonna burn yourself with it. Thank you, bud. I'm glad my YouTube videos have been helpful. But plug these in, that might help. Got them polishing a piece, so we're going to sand this next one all the way to polish. I'm all the way turned down. I don't want to be too fast. I'm not exactly putting a ton of pressure on either. If you put too much pressure on, it overheats the sandpaper, it glazes it over, and then the sandpaper's shot. Right now with the 80 grit, I'm just knocking off all the high spots. That's one sheet of 80 just gone. Yep, let the paper do the work. That's exactly it. Put too much pressure on, like I said, it just burns the paper out. Only use the grease because it gets hot. You don't want to burn your paper out. I'm glad you're liking your machine, Tyson. I really appreciate that. We put a lot of time and effort into that wheel machine. So I cross-cut it watching for my rotary marks to come out. Anytime they're not, you grab a fresh sheet. Start it all over again. Now I'm going to go end to end this time. Right now we're still at 80 grit. As you can see, I'm not using an interface pad. You know, I like to alternate my grits. If this is aluminum, I wouldn't be going this deep, right? We're only this deep because we're working on stainless. So that was 80 grit. Now we're at 100. Once again, I'm only going to do half at a time. And then once I get the half done, I'll come back and do the whole thing. now that I alternated my rotary to my DA, and look at it and see if I got all my rotary out, it's pretty close. All good? Levi back here is working on a visor. Tyson, I have a Mayberry vlog coming at some point. Wish I could have been there. Yes, we do. Just got a few modifications to it. There's a couple things that are in there that I just gotta pop out of it, and we're good to go. It'll be uploaded soon. I'll go with that with a white. Drop it down to like
white.
Yeah. We already did.
Just scratch this out then.
Oh no, that's a black one, ain't it?
It's green.
You're gonna throw green on it?
What color that is?
I'll go from black to white.
Break this
Nope, I'll grab one of the other ones that's already got white on it. You can take that one. I'm gonna be a while before I even need that. But yeah, we'll have a vlog out pretty soon of Mayberry. I think Lauren's just finishing editing it right now. So now I can still see a few hooks in here, so I'm going to work them out. Alright, so we went from 80 to 100. I can still see some rotary in there for sure. I'm just going to grab a fresh sheet and try and work it in. What's up, Cody? Thanks, Cody. Alright, so now I got all my rotary marks out. Just looking through my DA to make sure I got them all out. Yeah, definitely all out. Now we went from 80 to 100, 100 to 150. Now I'm just going to try to keep going end to end all the way through the rest of the way. And I'm only going to go in the one direction. I'm not going to come back sideways like this because it's going to be a lot to cut through otherwise. Okay, that piece of paper shot. Grab a fresh one. Sandpaper's cheap compared to the amount of time you're going to spend on it. Give me 1 second, I'll come over and look at it. You on the passenger side?
Yeah.
All right, so we did 80 on the rotary, 100 on the DA. did 150 on the rotary. We're going to follow it up with 150 on the DA as well. We're going to double up this grid.
You ever got a cramp right here?
Yep. I've been getting them in the back of my leg leaning over these things.
Holy fuck.
So you could skip the 150. What liquid? I'm not using any liquid. I'm just using the sanding grease. No liquid right now until we go to cut. When we go to cut, then I'll use a little bit of rubbing alcohol. But not until I go to color. Now you could skip this 150 on the DA. You don't really need it. But I find that I use less sandpaper and it gets done quicker if I just throw this sheet in there. Alright, now I got my 2 halves done. I'm going to grab a fresh sheet to go end to end with it. Yes, sir? Who? Dropping off the fifth wheel? Yep. Want to put Cass on the board? Yeah, if you want to take it by the back door over here, Armando's over there.
And then if you wanted me to ask you too if you have any openings in this year.
Oh yeah, I just got, yeah, let me look at my schedule.
Okay. We got a day cap, this is the standard, you know, this are all the wheels, the boxes,
Yep.
headlights, and then,
Wheels are all Durabrights on that one, aren't they?
yeah, but then we have a milk tanker we bring with it, that's a 3-axle.
Okay.
That's all those wheels polished.
Okay, not a problem.
Yeah, you just want to
Oh.
let us know when
Yeah, let me get this thing out of the way this week,
yeah,
and then I'll call them. I'll probably call them a little later this week.
okay. And then on that fifth wheel head, instead of doing like all the sides and then just the ramps on it.
Not the whole top?
Don't worry about the top by the pen, but everything else.
Perfect.
All right, thank you.
Can do. Thanks, buddy. All right, 150. Now we're back to the rotary again. Now we're back to the 220 grit. We're going to double this grit up as well. I'm going to put them on the board and then just put outer collar and upright ramps. He didn't want the whole top done. can see, still no interface pad. I'm just looking for little DA marks. I hit it with one more sheet. Just to be safe.
Oh, fuck that.
Alright. It's 220 rotary, now we're going to 220 DA it. Just want to level everything back off again. All good? Figured it would. Want to hit those mirror brackets with just purple and black? Or white and black, I mean? notice how I'm moving real nice and slow. Bring you in here for a second. See how that's changed quite a bit already? Made a big difference already. That's only at 220. We're starting to get some reflection at the 220 level already. We still got 4 and 6 to go. Now that we're done with the 220 on the DA, I don't see any rotary marks left. Now we're going to go to 400 on the rotary. But now this time we're not going to use a lot of grease. Just a little. If you put too much on, it makes a mess with the 400. Grab a fresh sheet. All right, so my last two steps are both of the DA, 400 and 600. What do we got in here? 162 people right now. Holy cow, thank you guys. A lot of people watching this stainless right now. Thank you guys. What's that, Ben? Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. We're still on 400. I remember, not all stainless starts at 80 grit. Just this really thick, heavy, raw looking stuff, or if you're trying to get a lot of really deep pits out. The stainless is non-porous, so it's really hard. Doesn't move a whole lot. As you can see, you're starting to get a lot of reflection here already. And we're not even polished yet. You're on a little bit of an angle, so it looks shinier than it is. When you look at it straight on, it's still pretty shiny. I can see my face here already, all the way through. But just about the time you think you've got it perfect, throw one more sheet on, because I can see like I got some rotary mark right there. I'm gonna work that out a little bit. Now on aluminum, I wouldn't recommend working in a spot like that because you'll leave a wave in it. But on stainless, you can do that because it's way harder. I heard something pop. All the way from the rack? Oh yeah. Nice. Alright, so we use 3 sheets of 400. Now we're going to use yes, we use 3 sheets of 400. Now we're going to go to 2 sheets of 600. Even though the 600 is going to look perfect after the first one, I'm still going to put a second sheet on it just to make it that much better. Nope, says random YouTube recommendation. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad YouTube threw you this way. When you polish stainless, does it polish better cold or hot? If it's cold, like really cold, stainless doesn't like to move. But I can't really say that either because I know some polishers that they only polish stainless in super cold environments and they only do it by hand. But it takes hours and hours and hours to do that. Like we're gonna polish this piece. Once I get it all full sanded, we'll polish it in less than 10 minutes. But it's the sanding process that takes forever. If it's cold and you sand all this, cold, it's gonna take twice as long to sand. Same thing with if it's super hot. If it's super hot, you gotta wait and let it cool down a little bit. If you can touch it like this and not burn your hands, you can keep moving. But like right here is really warm where it's up against the wood. If it got too much hotter, I'd probably stop and wait a little bit. This end's cool, this end's cool. But I also keep rubbing alcohol around too. If it starts getting too hot, I'll just spray a little bit on it to help it cool down. The rubbing alcohol definitely makes it cool off quick. Hey Levi, when you get a second, can you refill this rubbing alcohol for me?
Got any empty chrome polish bottles in that bucket? Probably not.
No.
I just refilled the rest of the ones we had.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It happens. I'd like to say I've never done that myself, but I definitely have. All right, so now just a little bit of alcohol on there, cooled that off. Not, once again, like I said, not that it was too hot, I couldn't sand it anymore, but I like to cool it down a little bit. Now we're up to the 600. Polishing for an extrusion die company. Holy cow, that does not sound like fun at all. That sounds like a ton of work. I really like doing this stuff where you gotta sit and look at it for hours. Oh, this is gonna polish out beautiful. Alright, so if you guys weren't watching, I definitely wouldn't throw another sheet of 600 on this because it's dead perfect right now. But since I told you guys I was going to, I'm going to. So I don't know if you guys remember what it looked like. Look at how nice and clear that is. You can start seeing reflection in there already. Looking good. Wisconsin Pikachu said it was a ton of work getting that stuff perfect, really flat. Co-workers were chill, so it made the days interesting. That's how it goes. I got a good group here too. When you got good guys, it makes the day way easier. Now, I don't normally use a handle, but when I'm working on something this long, that's what she said, I use a handle. I want to be able to span this entire thing at some point. So, as you guys know, on aluminum, I don't back cut aluminum. But on stainless here, I will, just because it's going to get hot and it's a big stretch. So if I don't lay some rouge down, it's going to dry out and the pad's going to dry out. I don't want my pad to dry. So we're going to start with a purple buff on 6,000 RPM with my one-step black. So we're not going to treat it as a one-step. We're just going to use it as one step in the process. But you could use it as one step for most guys. When we're done with the first step, you're going to be like, holy cow, that's good enough. But we're working on Don Wood's show truck right now. So we're going to take it one step further and we're going to finish it up with a white and a white. And that white and white is going to give it that extra little pop that just makes it look that much nicer. So I'm going to throw my respirator on. I'm going to grab the one-step black. And the purple buff. So now I back cut both directions. Try to get rouge completely covered across and start working all my pigtails and curly cues out. Now I'm going to drag back the other way because this plate gets mounted vertically this way, the small ways. So I want to finish it so that my lines are straight up and down vertical with the way that it's going to get mounted on the truck. All right, so I came back one last time at the end there dry. Thanks, Larry, appreciate that. Ben, thank you as well. Thinner material, you want to go faster and just going and buffing my own stuff. Thinner and 16 gauge, thanks. Yep. Yeah, if you're doing thinner stuff, you definitely want to move quite a bit quicker because this thick, heavy stuff definitely takes a little bit of time to get heat built up in it, but the thinner stuff, it'll warp and pop. So keep that alcohol around if you're going to work on stuff that's super thin stuff. Once it starts warping and popping at you, just squirt it with some rubbing alcohol to instant cool it down. That'll help out quite a bit. But yeah, if you look now, got a mirror already. And now we're just going to hit it with that final step of white. Just going to give it that last little bit of pop. Now at the end I did spray a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it. The only reason I did that was I noticed that the rouge was a little hot when I was buffing over the top, but I could feel the wind was pretty hot. So all I did was sprayed a little bit of rubbing alcohol on there to instant cool it off. And I just buff right over the top of the instant, right over the alcohol, because it doesn't matter. So yeah. On this last step, the white, I turned it down to about 1600 RPM, let the buff just kind of do the work. Let me get you guys out of the cradle here. And, let you guys see what it looks like here. Let me take you guys over by the workbench here so you can remember what it looked like when we started. Just bear with me a minute. I'm going to pry this out of our jig we built. Ooh, warm. One. All right, let me go set this over there. I'll come back for the camera here. Ooh, warm. All right, so we're back here. What's going on, Glenn? Dean, I appreciate that if you're going to subscribe. Yeah, so here's what it looked like before. Not a whole lot of reflection there. Sounds like sandpaper. And here's it now. Let me go grab a towel, wipe that off. They get a little staticky and get some dust on them. That's what it looks like now. So before, after. As you can see, it's been about 80 minutes. So with talking to you guys, it's been about 80 minutes start to finish from this here. It's not that it's dirty. They're clean. All these plates looked exactly like those other ones when we started. I mean, look at that reflection. You can read the entire logo in there. Before and after. Yeah, Larry, so we sanded and polished. I started with 80 grit. I did 80 grit rotary, worked my way all the way up. But phone's about to die here, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll post this so that everybody can watch the entire process. And we'll see you on the next one. All the products we used are available on GoShineOn.com. That's GoShineOn.com. It's Evans Detailing and Polishing. The metal polishing site is GoShineOn.com. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.